Hello and welcome to Week 5's learning activity, RTI for Gifted. Today's paper slide presentation is brought to you by Ann Coots. Meet Quigley Quackenbush. Quigley, to whom I will fondly refer to as Q throughout this presentation, represents an advanced learner who was in my class last year. Though Q's 4th grade FSA score in English Language Arts was a level 5, the highest level students are able to achieve, his mathematics score was a level 1. This huge discrepancy in scores immediately raised flags in terms of interventions necessary for success in the area of mathematics performance. In addition to Q's 4th grade FSA scores, Q's Quarter 1 benchmark assessment score fell within the 36th percentile. While this made sense in terms of Q's difficulty grasping the previous year's foundational skills, it further solidified the need for intervention. Who then are the team members attending Q's Response to Intervention team meeting? Meet Ms. Rhonda Teresa Ivan, or Ms. RTI, my school's instructional support specialist. Her role is to schedule meetings, track data and student progress, and keep in contact with parents. The classroom teacher, which in this case is myself, is also in attendance. I am in close contact with Q's parents and have been keeping documentation as well as tracking data on Q's performance. My job will be to provide specifically targeted interventions for Q in the area of math skills, particularly word problems. Q's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Quackenbush, will also be attending, and they have been working on multiplication and division facts with Q at home. Though he will not be administering any assessments at the moment, it is important to note that our school psychologist plays an integral role in many RTI meetings. He provides training and develops behavioral-based plans for students when necessary. The services of the speech-language pathologist and the reading coach are also not needed, as Q does not display difficulties in these areas. The special education teacher will not be in attendance at this point, although I will consult with him on an as-needed basis with regard to the provision of more intensive interventions. Finally, Dr. Prin C. Pal, the administrator who oversees details regarding the school's RTI process, will not be attending at this point. The focus of the meeting should center upon, first and foremost, the need for a greater level of intensity and frequency with regard to the provision of remediation in the area of math instruction. While Q's language arts skills are above grade level, the application of skills and identification of operations to be used within word problems requires remediation. The meeting, coordinated by Ms. RTI, begins with the introduction of each member as well as a statement of Q's current levels of performance. Benchmark assessment data is shared as well as scores on classroom assessments. Last year's FSA scores are revisited, noting the discrepancy between the ELA and the mathematics scores. Parents are then asked to share their concerns and the performance that they see occurring at home. Q's strengths, namely his performance in English Language Arts, are highlighted, and his classroom teacher, Mrs. Coots, applauds his perseverance across the subject areas. The intervention that is chosen is in the area of mathematical word comprehension. This intervention is chosen because Q possesses excellent reading comprehension skills, but displays weaknesses in choosing the correct operation. Mrs. Coots, his classroom teacher, will continue to work with him in small group, but will also work with him one-on-one. During the morning warm-up time, Mrs. Coots will be able to work directly, individually with Q. This also presents an opportunity to front-load skills not yet taught during the day's math instruction. This differentiation is related to gifted programming and Q's identification in that his struggle is within a specific content area. His strength of reading comprehension is being taken into consideration, allowing his teacher to focus upon the possibility of anxiety with regard to test taking and the consideration of a specific learning disability. Well, how did Q fare on his 5th grade FSA tests? Q scored a level 5 on his ELA assessment, and, drum roll please, Q scored a level 4 on his mathematics assessment.